Hello students, in this second session of matrices, we are going to study some operations on matrices. But before we move on to the operations on matrices, we first have a recap of what we had studied in the last session. In the last session, we had formally defined matrices. In fact, matrix we had defined there. A matrix is rectangular arrangement of rectangular array of numbers or functions. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3. It is a matrix. Again, if we write B, we can use this bracket as well to represent matrix -1, 2, 4, 0 and this one. If you see numbers or some variables written in this kind of bracket, then that will also represent a matrix there. Then the next topic was order of matrices. Order of matrices, it was represented by number of rows by number of columns. Number of rows by number of columns. And the total number of elements in a matrix was directly related to the order. When we multiply these two numbers, we get the number of elements of that matrix. In fact, orders were like 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, etc. And then on the basis of that, we had some questions discussed there. Then came types of matrices. We had 7 types of matrices discussed in that session. And that was null matrix. Null matrix was there. And null matrix is also called the additive identity, because when we add null matrix to a compatible matrix, we get it unchanged. That means we get the matrix as it is. So we say it additive identity. Null matrices are known as zero matrix or void matrix as well. It is known as zero matrix or void matrix as well. Then we had row matrix, column matrix, square matrix, diagonal matrix, and we had unit matrix. Unit matrix was the identity for product of two matrices, compatible matrices, because we cannot add any two matrix, or we cannot multiply any two matrices. So I am using time and again the word compatible, because not every matrix can be added or multiplied. Equality of matrices. By equality of matrices, we had the corresponding elements should be same of that matrix. And on the basis of this, we had some questions there, like if we have x minus 1, y plus 4, z minus 2, and here u minus 5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, let us suppose. Then we can get the values of x, y, z and u by equating them. By equating them means this element will be compared with the corresponding element of the second matrix there. So we will have x minus 1 is equal to 1, and this will give us x is equal to 2. Similarly, when we will equate y plus 4 with 2, it will be y is equal to 2 minus 4, and it will be minus 2 there. And then we will have z minus 2 equal to 3, and it will be z is equal to 3 plus 2 or 5, and then we will have u minus 5 is equal to 4, and it will be u is equal to 5 plus 4, and 9 will be the answer. You can see it. By equality of two matrices, we had this one. Actually, on the basis of equality of two matrices, we will have many questions, and in fact, for board point of view, it is important as well. Let us now move to operations on matrices. Operations on matrices will actually, how many basic operations we have? Basic algebraic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. In this we will see addition and subtraction in this segment. Firstly we will see these two, addition and subtraction. Firstly we will see addition. When additions between two matrices are possible. For additions to be possible, we must have orders of the two matrices same. Orders of the two matrices must be same, then only we can add two matrices. For example, we suppose A as 2 minus 4, 3 and 5. Now B is a matrix of order different from this. Let us suppose 1 and minus 1. Can we add these two? We want to be able to add, because according to addition rule, we will need to add the corresponding elements of two matrices. Now we must have another matrix of order same as that one. Its order is 2 by 2. So we must have a matrix C minus 1, 0, 2, 5. It is not like it is just an arbitrary matrix there, but orders must be same, so then only we will able to add them. That means A plus B. Here if we see, A plus B is not possible. A plus B is not possible here, as their orders are not same, right? And again for B we must have some matrix of order 2 by 1, so that it can be added with that. But we will just add A and C here. A and C, now we will see how we add them. It is A 2 minus 4, 3 and 5, and B is minus 1, 0, 2 and 5. Now we will add 2 with minus 1 to get 1, minus 4 with 0 to get minus 4, and 3 with 2. 3 with 2 to give us 5. 5 plus 5 will give us 10, and this is the sum of A and C. And we have already seen that we cannot get the sum A plus B as their orders are not same. So for addition we must have their orders same. Now we will see another kind of addition, which is subtraction. Subtraction is just another kind of addition. In subtraction we add negative of the second matrix with the first matrix. In subtraction, how we go? We go like A minus C. That means for subtraction also we must have same order, because we will do the same thing here, like 2, 3, minus 4, 5, minus will be in between them, minus 1, 0, 2, 5. Now we will subtract the corresponding elements to obtain 2 plus 1, 3, minus 4 minus 0, it is minus 4, 3 minus 2 is 1, 5 minus 5 is 0. So we have obtained the subtraction of two matrices. Now we will see the properties of addition. Properties of addition. Now properties, by properties we mean how it will behave when we will change their positions, or we will add more than two matrices, and we will look for is there any identity element and also an inverse element there. So first of all we will see the first thing, that is when we have A plus B and we add it like B plus A, what will happen? In fact, they are added randomly. You know, corresponding orders are added, but first and second does not matter. If we see here 2 and minus 1, if minus 1 plus 2 or 2 minus 1, both will have the same result, so it is of no matter. This property is known as commutative property. That means matrix addition is commutative. Matrix addition is commutative. Then we have A plus B plus C. In this we suppose B and C are added at first, then the result is added with A. And in the right hand side we first get the sum of A and B, then the outcome is added with C. Will the result be same? Yes, obviously, because numbers can be added in any order, there is no problem. If we add second and third number first and then we add the result to the first, the result will be same in both the cases, and this property is known as associative property. Associative property. That means matrix additions are commutative, matrix additions are associative. Now we will see, is there any matrix which will act like additive identity there? We have discussed, and while we were discussing the types of matrices, we had zero matrix there or the null matrix there. Null matrix is the identity matrix. We had studied there. Null matrix is the identity matrix. For matrix addition, now we will have a question there. Let us suppose we are asked to write additive identity for the matrix A is equal to 2, 3, 4. Then the additive identity for this will be what? We need to write it. It is a question. Write additive identity for the matrix this. We will have answer for this. Additive identity for A equal to 2, 3, 4 will be O. Actually null matrices are represented by O, and it will have the same order as we have seen. when we need to add two matrices, their orders must be same. So these are two compatible matrix and matrices. So the order of A must be the same as that of the order of O, or opposite way. That is, when we write additive identity for a matrix, then we must take a null matrix of the same order as that of the matrix given there. Orders should be same. And then we have additive identity, additive inverse. We will see whether there is a matrix which can be considered as additive inverse. Now, first of all, let us have let us understand what additive inverse means for us. Actually, by additive inverse we mean a matrix of the same order, so that when it is added with the given matrix, we get a null matrix. Null matrix. Why null matrix? We should get an identity matrix there, and identity matrix is a null matrix. So we have that as in our definition. So additive inverse will be, for example, if we have a matrix 2, -4, 5, 3, 1, 2, then additive inverse will be -A equal to -2, 4, -5, and -3, -1, -2 is the additive inverse of A, is the additive inverse for the matrix A. Let us take now the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Now, what do you mean by a scalar? Scalars are merely numbers. It will be real number or imaginary numbers, complex numbers, any number can be there, but by scalar we usually mean number. So if we multiply a number with a matrix, what will happen? Let us suppose we need to get 2A, and A is given as 2, -1, 3, 4. Then 2A will be equal to 2 into 2, then -1 into 2, then 2 into 3, then 2 into 4, and we will have this one. That means each and every element of A gets multiplied with that scalar. As a result, we will have that matrix getting multiplied with that number. So if we multiply a matrix by K, then each and every element of that matrix will get multiplied by K. Now comes properties of multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. In this, we will study its property. What will happen if we have KA plus KB? If we have KA plus KB, then we can take K alongside common as common, and we can simply write it like this one. So we can do this. Or if we have LA plus MA, then in this case we can take A as common from both and add the scalars there. So these are two properties of matrix multiplication by a scalar quantity. Let us see how we multiply two matrices. It is somehow tricky one, and we need to study it very carefully. For matrix multiplication to be possible between two matrices, we must have the number of the number of first matrix, number of columns of first matrix, number of columns of first matrix must be equal to number of rows of second matrix. That means if we have same order matrices, we cannot multiply them. That means if we can multiply, but that must be a square matrix. Both of them should be a square matrix. Like 2 by 2 matrices can be multiplied with 2 by 2 matrices, because in this case the column of first will be equal to the rows of second, and there will be no problem. Let A is a matrix 2, 3, 1, 2. Now its order is 2 by 2. Now we must have other matrix in which the number of rows is 2. Then only we can multiply that matrix with the matrix A. And let us suppose we have taken here minus 1, 2. It is 2 by 1. So we can multiply these two. A by A into B can be there. And to get A into B, what we do, 2 gets multiplied with minus 1 first to give us minus 2. Then we put plus, it comes by default there. Then 3 into 2 will give us 6. Now we have this row, but there is no other column here. So we will stop there. Now we will move to the second row. It is 1, 2. Now 1 will get multiplied with minus 1 to give us minus 1. Plus 2 will get multiplied with 2 to give us 4. And it will be 2 minus 2 plus 6 is 4. And it will be 3. So the answer is this one. Now look at its order. Its order is 2 by 1, which can be got by these two numbers, the left out number. That means when we have to multiply two matrices, we can directly get the order of the outcome matrix without actually multiplying the two matrices there. That means here you can see 2, if we cancel these twos, then we can get the order of the resultant matrix as 2 by 1, and which is this one. You can see it. Now if we have another row there, another column in the second matrix, then we will have here another column there. So we multiply it like this one. You need to practice it over it a lot, because of mastering it is necessary. If you will practice, then you will get mastered in it. Let us see properties of matrix multiplication. Properties of matrix multiplication. In this we will see those same things which we had seen for addition of two matrices. We will see whether they are commutative or not. AB is equal to BA or not. Then if we go to the previous section, we can see here clearly that A cross B is possible here, but B cross A, if we want to get it, minus 1, 2 will be written first, then we will write 2, 1, 3, 2, and now we have this row minus 1, only single element is there, but here if we go like this one, then we don't have any element here to be multiplied with 1, so it is not possible. That means what is happening here, we are getting product as non-commutative here, so we will write AB is not equal to BA. in general, because in some cases we will see that matrix multiplication is commutative also, but in general it is not there. In general it is not commutative, right? It is not commutative. Now we will see whether it is associative or not. To see that, we must have three matrices there, A, B and C. You can verify it is associative. Yes, it is associative. It is associative. Then we will see whether there is any element which can be considered as multiplicative identity. Then yes, it is there. Actually, we have multiplicative identity as I1, I2, existence of multiplicative identity is there, and it is represented by multiplicative identities are represented by I1, I2, I3, etc. And where I1 mean 1 we had discussed in the last session also. I2 is this one, and then we have I3. I3 is represented by 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, etc. So we have seen this. Now we have D, property fourth, that is there inverse exist? Only square matrices have inverses, and that also with some additional conditions. We will see it later, but only square matrices can have inverses, but based on fulfilling some conditions, and those conditions can be checked by conditions which can be checked by the value of its determinant. Now, as we don't know what a determinant is, we have not studied it yet, so we want to be talking about that. Only we try to understand that there are matrices, square matrices, which can have inverses, but not all square matrices will have inverse. So we have covered all the four properties of the properties of product of two matrices. We have seen that matrix multiplication is non-commutative in general, but it is associative, and there exists identity element for matrix multiplication. And then we have studied that some square matrices can have inverses, while not all of them will have, but most of the square matrices will have inverse there. So we have covered this in this session, and it comes to the end of this session. For the concept gaining purpose, we have studied so many concepts in this, Now we will, in the next segment, we will see some solved questions there. Let us compute the indicated product. We have two matrices here. We need to multiply them, and we have seen how we multiply two matrices. It goes like, first of all we write it 1 2 5 minus 1 0 2 3 4 2, and then we have another matrix 1 3 7 2 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 2, and then we will multiply them. It will be 1 into 1. Then we have plus minus 1 into 3. It will be minus 3 plus 3 into 7, 21. And then we will have 2, 1 into 2. Then we have minus 1 into 1, minus 1. Then 3 into minus 1 will be minus 3. Then we have 1 into minus 1 will be minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 will give us 1. And 3 into 2 will give us 6. So we have this one. Now we will, we don't have any more column there, so we want to have more column. And now we will move to second row. 2 into 1 will give us 2, 0 into 3 will give us 0, 4 into 7 will give us 28. Then we will have 2 into 2 will give us 4 plus 0 minus. Then we have 2 into minus 1 will be minus 2, plus 0 into minus 1 give us 0, and 4 2s are 8. So we have this one. Now we don't have more column. Then we will move to the third row, and it will be 5 into 1 5, plus 2 into 3 it will be 6, plus 2 into 7 it will be 14, 5 into 2 10, 2 into 1 2, and 2 into minus 1 minus 2, 5 into minus 1 minus 5, 2 into minus 1 minus 2, plus 2 into 2 4. Then we will add them as we simply add the numbers. Now 21, 122 minus 3 will give us 19. Then it will be 2 minus 4 minus 2, and 6 will be there. Minus 1 and 1 will cancel to give us 6. 28 plus 2 will give us 30. 4 and minus 4 will cancel to give us 0. 8 minus 2 will give us 6. 5 plus 6 11 plus 14 25. Then we have 2 to cancel, and it will be 10. And minus 7 plus 4 will be minus 3. And this is the answer for the given question. Let us take another question. Here the question is, fx is this one. We need to show something. Now from the knowledge of functions we have, if we have fx is written like this one, we can write fy as cos y minus sin y 0, sin y cos y 0, 0, 0, 1. Now we need to multiply them. So it will be fx into fy, and we will have cos x minus sin x 0, sin x cos x 0, 0, 0, 1, and here it will be cos y minus sin y 0, sin y cos y 0, 0, 0, 1. Then we will multiply them. Now cos x cos y, cos x cos y. Then we will have minus sin x minus sin y, minus sin x into sin y. Then 0 into 0 will nothing. Then cos x minus sin y minus cos x into sin y. Then minus sin x into cos y minus sin x into cos y. Now 0 into 0 will be nothing. cos x will multiplied with 0 to give us 0, minus will 0, 0. So here the outcome will be 0. Then we will move to the second row because we have no more columns here. So we will have this one. Now sin x into cos y will be there. Sin x into cos y will be there. Then we have plus cos x into sin y, cos x into sin y. Then we have minus sin x into sin y, and then we have cos x into cos y, cos x into cos y, and then 0 will get multiplied with 0, again 0, 0 and 0. So we will have 0 there. Now 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 and 0. So it will be 0, 0, 0 and 0, it will be 0 and it will be 1. So we have cos x cos y minus sin x sin y will be cos x plus y, cos x plus y. Then we have, when we take minus as common from it, it will be sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. When we take minus as common, it will have sin x plus y there. Then we will have 0 there. Then we have sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. So it will be sin x plus y. And then we will have cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. It is cos x plus y. Then we have 0. Now 0, 0, 1 is there. So we have now what? If we see about the function here, we can write it like fxy, fx plus y. As you can see, everywhere there is x plus y, while in the given function they were x. You can see here x were there, and now they are replaced by x plus y here. So we will have fx plus y there, and it proves the thing. So it is proved.